Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English class. This is Stephanie Ponteau, and this is the Vision Church level 2 class. There is my contact information. This is the class for Monday, May 2nd, and this is part 2. In part 1 of our class, we went over the first section of our homework, and in this section, we're going to cover page 106. And then in the next class, we will cover, we'll go over the rest of the homework page. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on page 106. So I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you and your family are safe and free from this coronavirus. I tell you, I can't believe that this thing is going on the way that it is. But anyway, my family and I are well, and I hope that you are too. So anyway, I'm sure you have noticed how busy my whiteboard is today. It is really busy today. But page 106 is a timesheet. And this is the kind of assignment that we need to be, I need you to see what I'm talking about, and I need to be able to point and things like that. So I decided to put it up on the board so that you can see it and I can point because the app that I have been using on my phone that was allowing me to put the screen up. Guys, let me know if you actually like that. But that was better for this, but my phone is malfunctioning and I'm not able to use that. And I need to keep getting these videos out to you. So while I figure that out, we're going to do it like this. So it's busy looking back there, but I think you'll be able to follow along with me, okay? So anyway, this is page 106. So you can go ahead and turn there. So in this lesson, this is lesson F as in Frank. So in this lesson, we're going to read a timesheet, which is what this is. And of course, you have your book in front of you. And we're going to review topic vocabulary in lesson F as well. And that topic vocabulary is using words could, couldn't, can, and can't in the present and the past. Okay? All right, so I want to ask you a few questions before we start looking at this timesheet right here. Okay, so the question is, first question I have for you is, for those of you who have jobs outside of your home, how many hours do you work a week? Now, I know Joanna works, and I know that Vianney works outside the home. I'm not sure how many hours you work, but I work about, actually, I've been working more hours since we've been doing these videos than I did when we have class in person because I've had to, get my studio set up for recording and figuring out which tools and which apps are going to work best for different segments of class. So I have been working at least, let's see, probably 25 hours a week. When with the other class, I worked a good bit when we were doing class in person, but I was doing a lot of research and getting extra things to share with you guys. Now I'm really working on learning different apps and different things that I can use to try to make my recordings better. And I'm still working on it. I'm not super happy with it yet, but I'm working on it because I really do want to do the best job that I can for you guys. Okay, so but anyway, so today this is what we're working with, this busy screen, and this is my version of the timesheet that you have in your book on page 106. Okay, so so if you are not working a job outside the home right now, think about the last job that you had. Think about how many hours you worked a week. Think about How does your employer know how many hours you actually worked? Now, I asked my daughter, because she works at Sonic, and I asked her, well, what do you do at work? How does your boss know how many hours you worked? And my daughter said they have a little time clock, and she can key in her employee ID number when she gets there, and it logs to her arrival time, and it logs when she leaves. And she also has a little, like a little key card that she wears around her neck that she scans when she gets there and she scans when she leaves. So it's like a time clock. So that's how her boss knows the hours that she has worked. I asked my husband. Now he's a salaried employee. He's not paid by the hour. He's paid a certain amount, you know, every month. And it doesn't matter how many hours he works. And my husband works a lot of overtime, as you guys know. I've told you that before. And so he doesn't complete a timesheet. He goes to work. And I guess if someone had concerns about his hours, they may talk to him. But they know he works way more than 40 hours a week. So when you're salaried, you're not paid by the hour, so you usually don't have to submit a timesheet. So that's my husband who's salaried. He just, goes and does his work, and that's how they evaluate him. My daughter, she actually has to scan her card on the time clock, or she can type in her number. And me at CPAX, I actually fill out a timesheet online. And it's very similar to the timesheet on page 106 of your book. I have to put the day and my start and end time for the hours that I worked. So that's how they keep up with me. So today we're going to practice reading this timesheet. All right, so let me get my book. So let's practice reading the timesheet and getting some information off of it, okay? All right, so look at the timesheet there. Lesson F, another view, page 106. Exercise 1, it says life skills reading. All right, so we see the heading. It gives you the company name, the title of the sheet, that is a weekly timesheet, and it gives the employee name, their social security number, and the rate. Rate is the amount that you get paid each hour. That's the hourly rate. All right, and then we have the columns. We have day, the date, time in, time out, time in, time out again, and then we have hours. So why do you think they have time in and time out twice on this timesheet? Yep, you're right. They have it there twice because the employees have to clock out if they go to lunch. They call it clock out when you have to sign out of the out of the time clock, and then you sign back in when you return. So when you are paid hourly, sometimes they don't pay for your lunch break. So when you leave for lunch and you clock out, you stop being paid. And then when you come back from lunch, you clock in again and they begin to pay you again. So this company probably does not pay them for lunch break. So they clock in and out to go to lunch. Okay, so let's look at this timesheet. What is the name of the employer? It's right across the top of the timesheet. Yep, right there. Larry's Discount Store. What is the employee's name? The employee is the person who works there. And that's also towards the top of your timesheet. And it's right there. It says employee, and it's Lara De Silva. Lara De Silva. So that's the employee. And how much does she make an hour? That's also at the top. Yep, right there, the rate. So she makes $14 an hour. Okay? And Does she work weekends? Nope, because only Monday through Friday is on her timesheet, right? Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, and this is just something that I wanted to point out for you. You know, when we're talking about days, you got day and date. So just make note of that. That the day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the date is the month and day. Like the number of the day for that month. So the day is Monday, the date is August 7th. So like the day for this class, the day is Monday, the date is May 2nd, 2020. Okay, so let's see. I think we covered everything for this. And the timesheet that I wrote, sometimes I put PM, sometimes I just put AM or A. I kind of got tired of writing, so so you know AM is in the morning, PM is in the afternoon, evening. And one thing that you notice if you look at the first timeout column, it has 12 noon and then 12:30 p.m. So for noon, you can either say 12 noon or you can say 12 p.m. because the other 12 is a.m., that's midnight. So 12 p.m. is called noon, 12 a.m. is called midnight. So I'm going to write that. I'm just going to write that down here at the bottom so you can see it. Okay. So 12 a.m., that's midnight. So that's technically when the next day starts. And then 12 p.m. is in the daytime, and that is called noon. So if you say midnight to someone, they know that you mean 12 a.m. And if you say noon to someone, oh, meet me at noon, you don't have to say 12. You just say, meet me at noon. They know that you mean 12 p.m. And that's during the day. Okay? All right. So let's look at exercise A. It says read the questions. Look at the timesheet. Fill in the answer. Okay. Number 1. What is Lara's hourly rate? And the hourly rate is the amount that she gets paid for every hour that she worked. And that is at the top of her timesheet. And it's right here. The rate, it says, is $14. So number 1 is, yep, that is right. Sharon, it is C, $14. All right, number 2. When did Lara start work on Tuesday? So let's find Tuesday on her schedule. It's right there. It's the second entry in her timesheet. Tuesday the 8th. What time did she start work on Tuesday? It's right there. 8:30 a.m. So number 2 is B. Very good. All right, number 3. Which statement is true? All right, A says Lara left work at 4 on Thursday. So let's look at Thursday. And let's go to the second time out, right? Because the first time out is her lunch break. And the second time out is when she left for the day. And on Thursday, she left at 3:30. So that's not it. Okay. What about B? Lara started work at 12 on Tuesday. So here's Tuesday. And the first time in, and that's what time she started work. She started work at 8:30 a.m. So that's not true either. All right, how about C? Lara started work at 8:30 on Tuesday. Here's Tuesday. The first time in is the time that she started. It's 8:30. So how about that? The answer is C. So 3 is C. All right, and then number 4, what day did Lara start work at 7:30? All right, so let's look at the time in, and which time in is 7:30. Ah, here we go, right there. It's on the row for Thursday. So Thursday is when she started work at 7:30, and that is D. Okay, very good. All right, so let's go on to exercise B. Exercise B says, solve the problem. Which solution is best? Circle your opinion. Remember that word, opinion. Opinion is what you think. There's not a right or not a wrong answer. When someone asks your opinion, it's how you feel about it, what you think about it. That's what an opinion is. And everybody's got an opinion, especially right now with this coronavirus thing going on. Everyone has an opinion about whether or not we should reopen the state of Georgia, whether or not the country should start allowing people to fly in and out, um, whether or not, you should go to the store or the movies, all of those things, everyone has an opinion. And I don't really think anyone has the exact answers yet. They're still figuring it out. Even some doctors have different opinions about how we should handle things. I know when things first started happening, they were saying we didn't need to wear masks. Then they said we should wear masks. And then some doctors said wear gloves. Some doctors said you shouldn't wear gloves because, once you touch dirty things with the gloves and you start touching your car and you open your door, then you're bringing those germs. You're spreading more germs around with the gloves. So everybody has an opinion about that. All right, so let's read this exercise B and we can see what the question is for our opinion. It says, Lara worked for 37 hours last week. And let's look at her timesheet. You see the bottom right corner? Total hours in that bottom right corner. So it says she worked 37 hours last week, but the company only paid her for 35 hours. How much do they owe her? With an hourly rate of $14, and she was short how many hours? 2 hours. They owe her $28. What should she do? Okay, well, let's see what the options are. Number 1, call the manager. Number 2, wait until next month to see if the 2 hours are in the check. 3, nothing. And then 4, other. Okay, so we can definitely cross out option 3, right? Do nothing. No. Number 1, wait until next month to see if they put it in her check. Nope, I wouldn't do that. 1, call the manager. I think that's what I would do. My first step would be to talk to my manager because I believe your manager, they're responsible for that kind of things and they'll take care of it for you. And if you had a manager that wasn't so good, then you could call payroll. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. I couldn't hold that sneeze in. Okay, so yes, so either call your manager or call the personnel department, which is the same as human resources. So call personnel or payroll, or you can just start with your manager. That's their job to help you out and make sure you're taken care of. So, all right, so I think that's it. We are done with page 106. The next class we will we'll talk about we'll start on page 107 And those other homework pages that I gave you, page 150 and 151, we'll go over that as well. I just didn't want to take up too much time in our first two lessons with homework. So we'll go over page 150 and 151 in the next lesson. And thank you for watching the video. And thank you for taking the time to continue your English lessons. And I am working on some Google Hangout for us so that we can meet at least once a week or every 2 weeks so that I can answer any questions or we can talk about anything that I can help you with. Okay. So anyway, we are finished with part 2 of the May 2nd class. Bye guys. Thank you for coming. Stay safe and take care.